Hey everybody, it's Lynn from A Bit of Birdsong. I flipped through this journal to reference something a while back, and I had some requests to share this journal, maybe more of this journal. And I'm outside right now. It feels so good. My work day is over and I've just come out into my garden, and I brought this journal with me. This is just it's kind of truly a junk journal because of the format, I guess. It doesn't have a theme. I just used all sorts of papers and things that I really liked, and maybe if I was doing a kit and I had something left over, I would save a piece for myself, or I don't know, just it's things like that. But it's tied with usually just whatever I can find at the moment, because again, this is not a formal themed journal that I had planned on selling. It's my journal. But this piece of sari silk is from a garment that I cut up myself, and we see a lot of these Indian garments in one of the thrift stores that's located not too far from where I live. There's I guess a large group of people there who wear these garments, and of course they're really beautiful. But this blue one, I hear the neighbor's dog going crazy. This blue one was really pretty, so I made some sari silk, or just cut it into strips and sewed it together. This bead came from Ava. She sent me a large package of Happy Mail not too long ago, and I wanted to put this on here to remember her. Wonderful gift to me. And I was looking at this. I can't remember if Ava sent me this or if I got this when I made my little trip to Rare Earth Beads. So I'm not sure about this one. But this journal is just covered in fabric. It is from a file folder, and it ended up being, of course, 9x6. This is some artwork that I did. She is, I kind of call her Moody Mabel. She's got several names. Jason has contributed a couple of ideas, and I've gone back and forth. But every once in a while I get in the mood to do a quick ink pen sketch and just paint out Moody Mabel in the mood she's in. That's one of the little bead charms. I've done several of those for recent journals, and I wanted to keep one for myself. This one's got pretty pages from the Rose book. And again, this journal has got things in it that come from projects that I've done as well. Like these, I did a tutorial several months back and scanned the cards that I made, and they make really pretty printable cards. I'm planning to do more of these for the shop, but I want to be really careful about postmarks and postage stamps. And then of course there's a beautiful butterfly there. I love that. That came from some of the upholstery fabric that I have. But these pages, I just wanted them to be pretty. They've got things that kind of stood out to me as I was sorting papers, and I would say, ooh, I like that, so just stick it in here maybe. I wanted to keep up too with some of the charms that I've used. So there is a just one of the little copper hearts. And of course I've been working on Halloween tags for the shop, so I've put some of those in here. And there is a little turtle charm. I bought those recently, especially for the Asian themed little fabric journals. I'm hoping to do some more of those. But the turtle is a symbol of longevity and wisdom in that culture, from what I've read. And there's another one of those pretty embellishments. More of the cards. Of course, another little card tag that I've done recently. There's a coloring page from a bird coloring book. I probably will color that at some point. And you are seeing, this is just a typical junk journal. It's got everything in it. That is a guitar painting that I did in 2014. I started painting pictures of guitars when I started taking lessons. And that one, I painted the originals on canvas and sold them. And a realtor bought this one and one other one to give as housewarming gifts when I guess he had a couple of clients that he knew liked music. And that's a Gretsch guitar. You can probably see the headstock there. And I've always loved blackbirds. They kind of appear in a lot of things that I do. And you'll remember some of this artwork because I've shared some of it on my blog or my video log. And that's just from a book that had a lot of vintage images of ladies, and it was about the history of women in American culture. I love this fabric. I have yet to put anything in this pocket. And there's just one of my little ink stamps. That's from sort of a mixed media piece, an encaustic, I think it's what it's called, where you put the wax over it when you're done. And that's another, it was an art journal page. This was part of a card that I found, and I wrote the artist's name down. I found online that she actually died in 2017, if I'm looking up the right person. But I really liked what I saw of her art. That was another guitar painting, and just, I love butterflies. There's a butterfly stamp. And this is something that I really like. I did the little white birds in several paintings. And the originals of these are hanging in my grandson's nursery. There's the little one in the nest, and then there's another one, it's called Yellow Raincoat. They were a set. And that's something I sketched years ago, almost 10 years ago. I can't believe it's been that long. That, of course, is one of my Halloween tags. I love that illustration. I saved this out of that book I had that have the pages where you can match up. You know, they turn one at a time, and of course you can dress the character in the book with all different outfits, but this looks like an outfit that I might wear. And I really like that. I wouldn't mind trying to make something like that soon, so I stuck that in the book. And of course you might remember that little card that I did in a tutorial not long ago. That was from an art journal page. Of course, that's me and Jason, and it is from Mission Inspiration, which is a monthly thing that Mike Deacon does with his channel. I love this. It was a magazine I had with all sorts of jewelry projects in it, and I love this look. And there's some pretty wallpaper. And another painting, that's a hummingbird style guitar. And there's a little house finch that I sketched. That was probably also in 2009. And there's Moody Mabel again. She's saying it's not going to work. And of course she looks so sassy. She is sassy. I need to do some more with her. I had to put this in because it just reminds me of the way my sister and I dressed. This pattern is from 1973. That looks exactly like something, the kind of style that my sister and I would have worn. This is actually some of my favorite silk. It came in a bunch of sari silk. This little piece was my favorite though. So I put some on the edge, and I kept one piece loose just so I can look at it. I just really love that piece. And of course I need to do something there. I love this. I may still have some of the calendars, I'm not sure, but I came across several large calendars that were published in, I think it was in Chicago, but it was these beautiful big old Victorian style houses. and I definitely wanted to keep one of those to remember these calendars. Same with the bird book. I know when I was working on the boho bird journal kits, I went through a lot of these papers, and I definitely wanted to keep one for myself. More wallpaper. This is cut from a canvas. You know, I've talked about this before. If you find canvas pictures in the thrift stores that look like they're ready to go in the trash can because they have a dent in them or whatever, and they're super cheap, you can cut them and end up with these really neat pieces of canvas that are painted or designed. You can use them to make pockets and tabs, and they are so much fun to work with. They're really awesome. And more of that gorgeous jewelry. There's another part of that calendar with the old house. There's some of my hand-dyed paper that I really love. And let's see. There's the little red bird again. So I love this artwork. It made some awesome greeting cards. I need to have some more made or try to print some myself. Came from a quick primitive sketch and digital elements. So that's another guitar that I designed, and I actually sold or gave away all of the cards that I had printed. And I have some available online, I think. Can't even remember the name of the shop, but I'd like to print some myself to have in the Etsy shop. And there's another guitar sketch that I did. And I love this beaded trim. I had to use that. Oh, there's the set. That's the original little white bird paintings. So that one was called White Bird, and that one was called Yellow Raincoat. And I was actually privileged enough to be invited to share it in a gallery a few years back in Chapel Hill. So that was pretty amazing to be included in a lot of local artwork. I need to do something with that page. From a book of paper dolls, and you probably, if you saw it, remember the tutorial from just a few days ago on these little projects that you can do with slide mounts. And then these were some little digital images that I've enjoyed working with, and I can't remember if these are in my shop. I really need to focus on the digital portion of my shop. I kind of take spells of doing that and then getting away from it. And then this is a tag. I'm pretty sure that a whole set of these were sent to me by Alejandrina, and I wanted to put one in here. And then again, that's one of my Halloween tags that I've been working on lately. And I believe that was in the Happy Meal package from Ava. And of course, that's just that beautifulness, beauty carries on over to here, but then underneath, I've got a whole set of these little Halloween tags because I want to remember what I used. And I just used a pretty piece of paper and some washi tape to work like a divider. And there's a pretty Victorian doll. I love Victorian things. And then this page I used just to remember some of the washi tape that I've had over the last year. I need to buy some more. I enjoy using it. There's a pocket I have yet to put anything in. Need to do something with this. Pretty piece of fabric there. And then this is a charm that I found not too long ago. It was part of an Asian charm bracelet, and it's really pretty. It feels like some kind of stone, but I'm not sure what kind it is, and I decided just to keep that one in this journal for now. And of course there's a pocket there and then another little pocket there. So that is that for right now. I will keep adding to this. I love working in this journal, and underneath you can see that's a stepping stone that I made. Oh goodness. Those of you who followed a mother's journal for so long will know that that was in the old garden, or the little wild garden as we called it. And you can see one of the stones is gone, or one of the pieces of ceramic. I probably made these 10 or 15 years ago. The cement's wearing down, but they're in my little solitude garden right now, which maybe I'll show you just a tiny bit. So you can see my foot there. I've got a little Victorian bird bath that I bought from a friend who sells antiques, and this is a beautiful, beautiful fern. I bought it a few months back, and I hope it'll really do well out here. That plant it came from one of my great aunt's house, and I'm not even sure what kind of plant it is. Nobody really knows. I've never really seen it anywhere else either. And then this little planter, that was on the outside of my retail store, which was called Sidetracked. Got a little bird sitting in it. And it's full of sedum. The big stones back there, let me see if I can get this to focus. Yeah, those were actually part of the foundation of the old house where I raised my children. And what else do we have out here? There's Mr. Rooster. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.